Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you are listening to High School Hoops with our hosts, Steve Collins and Jake Stager.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 11 of High School Hoops. Before we get started, we're going to be talking about nutrition and some great stuff for your high school teams. But before we get started, I wanted to give a big shout out to Dr. Dish. It is the most innovative, most technology-driven shooting machine out there. I can't imagine a better thing for any level, for any coach, for any program. We have 2 of them in our program. I can't say enough good things about them. Go over and check them out. Make sure you mention High School Hoops or Coach Unplugged, and they will give you $300 off. Also, make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. All right, here we go. Off to High School Hoops, episode 11.
All right, episode 11. All right, go ahead, Coach. High School Hoops. It's getting cold outside.
All right, we're on to the part 3 of our How and Why series. And we're going to be talking about health and nutrition within your high school program and your teams. It is something that I honestly really have never addressed it and talked about and really thought about till I joined Teach Hoops. And I've become really a lot better as a coach since learning from you in regards to nutrition and thinking about it.
Right.
So it is something that I think that we take for granted, that we don't really – we expect that the kids are going to know that. And I wrote down on mine, it's expect that they know nothing, because they really don't.
They don't.
They
know
really
nothing.
don't.
They don't.
When it comes to
They've taken health class and they must have been sleeping. I swear, it's horrible. Yes.
Or it's just a simple fact that they're teenagers and their mind isn't focused on things like that. They're more concerned about, all right, I got to get up tomorrow. I got to finish these assignments and I got to hang out with my friends. Like, they're only living for today kind of mentality. They're in high school. We're all in that. We're all in that. But one thing that I think that we can talk about too later on, I think you're going to touch on some things first, but at the end, I'd like to talk about the importance of mental health, especially with social media and cell phone usage with kids.
Yeah, let's do that too. So I think
that's a really.
I think this is an expanded thing that I think we got to talk about health. We got to talk about mental health. We got to talk about nutrition. And related to nutrition is illness and taking care of yourself. So, teenagers, every kid in high school should be getting 9 hours sleep, and I can guarantee you none of them are. It's supposed to be between 9 and 10. My wife just came back from a conference, and it's supposed to be 9. And I know my son doesn't get that, and he's a junior in high school. So that's what their bodies need to recover from what they're doing, from the athletic events that they're doing, blah, blah, blah. It was about 5 or 6 years ago, I really started talking about health, talking about what they were eating, because I kept seeing what they were eating for lunch, and it's horrible. It's horrible. Right. They're putting all these carbs and all these like quick things into their bodies, and it's not good. And we live where I coach, on the far west side of Madison. There's probably 50 places to eat within a walking distance of our high school. It's crazy. You name it, that fast food or restaurant is within walking distance. So I'm seeing them bring back Chipotle and Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and us. It's like, seriously, guys, your body is an engine, and you're pouring not gasoline into it. I'm not sure what you're putting into it. So the lack of illness, the stress of being on the team, the stress of mom and dad on their schoolwork, not getting enough sleep, all this stuff compounds the illness part because their systems are not where they need to be. So as a coach, I think it's really important to sit down and talk to them about here's what you should. And I have I have our trainer come in and she gives a whole lecture on here's what you should be eating. Here's how many calories. Here's the types of foods you should be getting. I have the PowerPoint for that. I'm more than willing to share it, but all that kind of stuff is like, this is what's important to be putting into your body if you want to be a successful athlete and student. But
also the amount of water that you're supposed to take each day.
Yeah.
I forget what the number is, but it is a lot.
It's
and
yes.
I know that most of my kids do not take the amount of water that they really need to be doing.
No, I have a dehydration chart in my room too. That's like they laugh at because it's like clear and then it's like brown almost at the bottom. Yep. Laugh, and it's like, well, are you guys up here? Because you should be up here. And the thing is that this fall with volleyball, we played in a gym, and it's been an exceptionally hot fall in Wisconsin. So, I mean, I've been hydrating my boys for the last month because we finally got a cold spell, but it's been crazy in Wisconsin. Yeah. So, yeah. I think that's really important. I think that I forgot to mention that, but you're right, Coach. You have to hydrate to the point where it's clear, guys. And we do that a lot. And for as a high school basketball coach, we do that a lot come February and March because those gyms start getting packed. The heat's on. You put all those bodies in the gym. It's like playing in a gym in the middle of July in some respects.
Right.
Yeah. What else did you have on your list?
Having kids be conscientious of what they do in regards to their cell phone and social media. I've had several kids get in trouble for social media posts. They're very concerned about what they post. From being a college coach, there's some kids that we decided not to recruit based on their Twitter account, those type of things. Right. That stuff's in the way. For kids, and also just having them be able to have concrete schedules of what they need to do helps with mental stress too. Allowing them, all right, are you putting enough time to do your homework? High school boys, high school girls, they want to be in committed relationships. They got all these other things going on.
Right.
You have to really give them a sense of clarity, and you're more than a coach. You're more than just a basketball coach. You really are.
Yep. And you got to put some boundaries on them. Like I have my little notebook, and this year we've always had curfews on the day before a game, but we're going to have curfew during the season. I'm going to explain it to the parents. I think social media should be off by 11 o'clock at night. Like the phone should be docked. They should be zoned in at that point. Because again, that goes back to the sleep part of it. If we want to make sure that you go down and subscribe and like, we really do appreciate that. Also, make sure that you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better, to really get sleep. We want them to get rest. We want them to be better student athletes. Then we need to help them turn it off. I have a problem. I got turning mine off. I get it. But I've been talking to you and doing a couple other things today. I've been online doing interviews and things. I haven't been on social media. I'm sure when I open it up, I'm going to have this big, long list of emails I'm going to have to deal with. Which I get, but that's what, that we have to take some of that off their plate just so they can refocus on some other things. I agree.
Yeah. And having some time just to decompress and just don't overwhelm yourself. Just teaching them how to be organized and be to have a little bit of space, and it is so important because kids try to do everything at once too. Really allowing them to time management is huge as well. Having a set schedule for them, what time they need to be at, knowing how much time they need to get to sleep, water. Again, the last episode we talked about over communicating with parents, but I think when it comes to nutrition and taking care of yourself, I think you got to constantly over communicate that with your players,
right?
And help them monitor it.
Yes.
Because I was I had a book we talked about several weeks ago about getting to us, and Coach Sweeney, the head coach of Clemson, talks about that if things really want to happen, it has to be numbing repetition. So nutrition, taking care of yourself has got to be a numbing repetition within your program that you overemphasize on a daily basis with your players. I think it's really important.
I like that. Yeah. I mean, it has to, you're right, Coach. It really
You can't just talk about it one time.
Right. And it's also what you're eating in front of them too.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's everything. I mean, the problem is I'm not getting as much sleep during basketball season as I need. I'm going to really try this year to get more sleep. I'm going to try to go to bed earlier. I'm going to try to do some things to help me with my nutrition. Well, that's nutrition I've been working on.
Get the parents involved, get granola bars for your program and bottles of water and fruit and granola bars and things for players before the games to make sure they're eating well. Or, I know a lot of programs in the years past have done like pasta parties where the night before they're going to a safe place at a good time.
Yep,
they're eating a good meal with their teammates.
Yep.
I think that, it's not really about it's about the team camaraderie, but it's also about that your kids everybody's going there at a safe time, everybody's leaving, and where they're leaving, what they're doing. I think if you can embed some of those type of things within your program too, like pasta parties at all levels, whether it's freshman, JV, or varsity, you could be doing that amongst your whole program across, and that's all about. That can't be on you, though. You got to navigate that to the parents and stuff like that, or a rep, because you already got enough going on. But I think you can totally accomplish that within your season, too. It's a great way to build camaraderie and better ways of eating as well within your program.
I think, and it's like, and this could be another episode at some point, too. It's like, I think you have to, we can talk about this, too. I think you have to learn to delegate. So I think that could be a whole different I'm going to write that. I'm writing that down. No one can see me doing. You need to learn to delegate things off your plate because, again, you got to worry about if you're sick, then your team's not going to perform as well either. You have to be on your A game as the coach too. So that could be another episode about how coaches take care of themselves in and out of the season. But anything else on that, Coach? I think that was really good.
No, just, also like don't even like making sure they wear jackets. I'm telling you, high school kids.
Hats too. That's the thing is they're sweaty.
Gloves.
Yeah.
You never know, and make sure they're taking a shower and constantly taking care of themselves. It's, it's really, you got to, it seems like almost ridiculous, but again, It goes back to the whole theory of over communicate, repetition.
And the thing is, and I tell them you're not going to get sick because you go outside when you're sweaty and stuff. But your body, it's your immune system that's down. Then, guys, it's like that's what happens. It's the cold that causes your immune system to be depressed, and then you're more susceptible to get a cold, to get the flu, to get something like that. So, and I would recommend that they all get the flu shot too. If your players haven't had the flu shot, I would recommend it. It is a good idea.
I think I'm
not a medical professional. Go ahead.
The last thing is just I think all else fails, sleep is really important.
Yeah.
Our kids, I know I don't get enough sleep, but when I do get enough sleep, man, I'm a much better teacher the next day.
Right.
I teach fifth grade, and I got to be on 10 every day. High energy guy.
Right.
Man, my classroom is a oiled machine when I get my 8-9 hours of sleep. I think it's really important.
And you've got young kids. You got to buy, Coach. I don't have a buy. You get a buy. You got young kids, but
yeah.
It's a little different. Yeah,
he's driving me nuts. He's teething right now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I have to wake him up like this, so it's usually the other way. All right, good. I will talk next week, Coach.
They wake me up, so we'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.